What's up, everybody? Mr. Cos here. As always, I got some insight and some info to help you teenagers out there navigate through all the drama so that your life can be so much better. And the question I got for you today goes like this. I'm a really shy teenager and I'm wondering, how do I get my parents to talk to me in a way that makes me feel comfortable enough to open up? They're always telling me I can tell them anything, but for some reason, I just don't feel comfortable sharing things with them. So first off, thanks again to the teenager that sent in that question. And I'm very glad you asked this question because it's an easy answer. Go to your parents, tell them, listen, I make the mac and cheese in this house. I call the shots. You better talk to me the way I want you to talk to me. Please don't do that.
We don't do that.
I'm a mandated reporter of child abuse, and you may be abused if you try that with your parents. But seriously, you guys, the best thing you can do is to take an approach that your parents have to respect. Like you said, your parents are telling you to always open up and talk to them. But parents don't know that they have little weird things about them or the ways that they talk to you that make you feel uncomfortable. Now, I'm assuming that you're not really being abused by your parents, and obviously the answer I'm telling you is based upon this just be a communication issue. Maybe your parents from the old school, maybe they just think it's as simple as they ask you questions and you answer them. But for you, like you said, you're a little bit on the shyer side, or maybe there's been some drama in the past and you just don't feel like being open with them because they don't make you feel comfortable. First thing you need to do is get your parent or parents alone and have a moment to talk to them without any other distractions. Make sure that they're in a pretty fair, decent mood. Maybe their favorite team just won or they just ate a good meal. Whatever gets your parents in a good mood, make sure they're in a decent to good mood and that you have them alone. Number two, sometimes I don't feel comfortable telling teenagers to do this, but if you're a shy teenager, I think this might be one of those exceptions. You can actually text your parent what I'm about to say first, but if you text them this, you have to follow this up with the conversation. And here's what I want you to say in the text or in the face-to-face conversation. Simply tell them that you want to talk to them, you want to open up. It's just hard for you to talk about your feelings, or sometimes just hard for you to talk about basic things about your day. You don't know why you're that way. Shoot, they gave birth to you, they raised you, they probably have a good idea that you're this way. You just know that it's something that you struggle with. Number three, once you've let them know that in a text or face-to-face, you just tell them something very, very basic and you say, I actually need your help. I have this problem with my teachers, my coaches, or just people in general. I have a hard time talking about how I'm thinking and feeling. And I just had an epiphany recently.
What's an epiphany?
Sudden realization of great truth.
Okay.
My epiphany is, or if you don't want to use that big fancy word, I recognized that I take things really personal, even when they're not personal. So could you do me a little favor? And the way that you can help me get better at this is you could simply use statements instead of asking me questions. When you tell me that I've got to clean up my room or I've got to do my homework or any of those things, you just simply say, hey, don't forget to do your homework. Don't forget to clean up. Come to find out, I was listening to this YouTuber, or however you want to say that you found out about this information. You can just let them know that you found out that when people say things to you like this, hey, how come you didn't clean up your room? How come you didn't do your homework? It gets you on the defensive. You start getting really worried and you start thinking about all the things that they're thinking about. And next thing you know, you go silent. You don't know what to say. You start freaking out a little bit. You get panicked and you shut down. So to help you prevent doing that, tell them that they could do something very simple and very basic. Tell them to just simply lead with a question.
We don't do that.
It would sound something like this. Hey, I noticed when I checked online that you still had some of those assignments that you needed to do to get done. If you need help with some of those assignments, I'd be happy to help you. So just let me know. Now think about that. That's a much different approach than, hey, how come you haven't done the assignments? To, hey, I've noticed that the assignments haven't gotten turned in, haven't finished yet. They're basically giving you the benefit of the doubt that you're aware of it, you're conscious of it, and they're telling you that if you need help, to go and come to them. Now, when parents take that approach by using simple statements, Every teenager I've ever talked to said it's a really weird feeling, but in a good way. It feels weird because you're not used to them just putting it in a simple statement, but it helps you respond better. When someone asks you a bunch of questions, it naturally puts you on the defense because you don't know why they're asking those questions, what they're thinking. But if your parents were to simply say, hey, I notice your homework isn't done. If you need help, let me know. If you need to give you a reminder of all the freedom and consequences you could have if you don't finish it, I can do that for you, but I'm here to help. If you tell your parents to put their requests and the things that they want you to talk about and take the time to put it in a statement, you're more likely to open up and answer their questions. And if you don't believe me, think about it. Next time someone tells you that they want you to do something, how does that make you feel as opposed to when someone's asking you, how come you didn't do that thing? Give it a shot, you guys. Trust me, this is something that's helped a lot of teenagers. And by the way, if you're a shy teenager or you don't really like to open up and talk, the biggest struggle and the biggest challenge of this part is just opening up to your parents and telling them that you are shy, you're struggling opening up, and you need their help. And they can simply help you out to get better at talking by using statements instead of asking you questions. Hey guys, thanks for checking out my video. And if you liked it and it gave you some interesting ideas about how to deal with the drama in your life, like, subscribe, share, shoot, you know what to do. And if you want to raise your hand to ask the teacher a question, simply put your question in the comment box. Thanks for watching, Mr. Cos.